Hello, my friend. Welcome back to English Serenity. Take a moment to lower your shoulders, unclench your jaw, and take a slow, deep breath in with me. Hold it for a second and let it go. Wherever you are listening from today, I want you to know that this is your safe, quiet corner of the world. You do not need to rush here. You do not need to perform or speak quickly. We will listen gently, one word at a time. Have you ever noticed what happens the moment a wonderful new idea enters your mind? Perhaps you are sitting quietly in the evening, holding a warm cup of coffee, when suddenly you feel an exciting spark. You think to yourself, I am going to start waking up early, or I am finally going to learn that new skill, or I am going to create something of my own. That spark makes your heart beat a little faster. It fills you with warmth and excitement. But almost immediately, a very strong urge begins to grow inside you. You feel a sudden pressure to unlock your phone, open a chat window, or tell someone across the dinner table, listen to what I am going to do. We want to share our excitement because we are social creatures. We want to see a friend smile, nod their head, and tell us that our idea is brilliant. We believe that by telling everyone, we are taking our very first step. Sharing your plans too early causes a strange shift deep inside your mind. When you tell a friend about your big dream and they smile and say, "That is wonderful, you are going to do great," your brain experiences something fascinating. Psychologists call this social reality. Because your friend gave you encouragement and praise, your mind is tricked into believing you have already accomplished your goal. You receive the sweet, warm feeling of a reward before you have ever picked up a single tool, read the first page, or done the difficult work. Your shoulders relax, your healthy hunger fades away, and your mind mistakes the conversation for completion. When you sit down at your empty desk the following morning, the magic is suddenly gone. The fire that was burning inside your chest has cooled down. Every time you talk about your plans, you give away a small piece of your vital energy. It is like carrying a wooden bucket filled with fresh water. Every word you speak and every update you share online pokes a tiny hole in the side of that bucket. By the time you reach your workspace to actually begin your journey, the water has quietly drained away. You are left feeling tired and uninspired. There is also another quiet truth. When you share your goals too early, you expose your gentle plans to a noisy world. Even the people who love you may accidentally look at your dreams through their own fears, doubts, or hesitations. Your goal is like a tiny, fragile seed that has just been placed into the soft, dark soil. A seed does not shout into the wind. It does not ask the sky for applause. It simply rests in the quiet earth, drinking the rain and gathering its strength in silence until it is ready to stand tall. Let me share a story about a woman named Clara who lived on the quiet edge of a coastal town. Clara held a deep love for traditional baking and old family recipes. For more than a year, whenever she met friends for tea or attended neighborhood dinners, she would speak endlessly about her grand dream to create a family cookbook. She talked with great passion about the ancient heirloom grains she planned to source, the vintage photographs she was going to scan, and and the forgotten bread recipes she wanted to test. Her friends always smiled, clapped their hands, and told her how gifted she was. That praise gave Clara a quick, warm feeling of accomplishment. But week after week, month after month, her kitchen counters remained spotless and cold. The pages of her notebook stayed completely blank. Clara had spent all her creative fire simply describing the aroma of the bread, leaving no energy behind to measure the flour or knead the dough. One crisp autumn morning, Clara looked at her empty kitchen and realized what was happening. She made a quiet promise to herself: not another word about the book to anyone. For 6 long months, through the cold and quiet winter, Clara woke up before dawn, in total silence. Under the gentle glow of a yellow kitchen lamp, she ground the grain, tested the yeast, and wrote each recipe by hand into a thick manuscript. She posted no photos online and shared no updates with her friends. When spring finally arrived, Clara quietly invited her family and closest friends over for afternoon tea. When they walked into the room, they found a thick, bound hardcover book resting in the center of the wooden table, accompanied by a freshly baked loaf of warm sourdough. Clara did not need to give a long speech or explain where she had spent her winter mornings. The golden crust, the rich aroma filling the room, and the finished book spoke completely for her. Her story gently reminds us that true progress happens when we stop announcing the recipe and simply let our finished reality become the feast. When we look at how we navigate our ambitions in this loud world, we find that people generally walk one of 4 distinct paths. First, there is the loud dreamer, those who announce grand plans and resolutions to everyone they meet, yet never take real action. They mistake the temporary pleasure of talking for genuine accomplishment. Second, the quiet wanderer, those who hold deep aspirations in silence, but never gather the courage or discipline to take the first step. Their potential remains asleep beneath the surface. Third, the boastful worker, those who work hard and produce results, but constantly demand applause, validation, and attention for every single milestone they cross. And finally, the silent creator, the true high achievers who move quietly, build steadily without fanfare, and let their real-world results do all the talking. To become a silent creator, you must learn to treat your emerging goals like delicate young plants inside a protective greenhouse. When a green shoot is just beginning to peek through the dark soil, you do not invite a crowd of neighbors to walk across the damp earth. The ground is soft and the roots are fragile. If you open the door to the outside world too early, you expose your gentle vision to the cold winds of skepticism, well-meaning doubts, and unsolicited advice. Even people who care about you deeply can accidentally cast a long shadow of hesitation over your confidence. Keeping your plans close to your chest creates a quiet sanctuary for your focus. It grants you the precious freedom to make mistakes in private, to learn without embarrassment, and to adjust your sails away from the watchful eyes of the public spotlight. You do not need an audience or an ongoing commentary to make your quiet mornings valuable. Protect your greenhouse, nurture your seeds in silence, and trust that when the harvest is ready, the results will stand tall and undeniable on their own.
Now that we understand the peaceful power of moving in stillness, how can we bring this quiet strength into our everyday lives? We do not need to make drastic, overwhelming changes. Instead, we can gently build 3 practical micro-habits to protect our energy and give our dreams room to grow.
The first habit is the 24-hour silence rule. Whenever an exciting new goal, creative idea, or sudden inspiration enters your mind, make a gentle pact to keep it completely to yourself for 1 full day. Do not send a quick text, do not bring it up at dinner, and do not post it on social media. Letting the idea rest in your heart gives the initial emotional wave time to settle into grounded, stable clarity.
The second habit is the private sanctuary journal. Keep a dedicated physical notebook stored in a quiet corner of your room, meant strictly for your eyes only. Use these pages to write down your private milestones, your early sketches, and your quiet daily victories. Because this notebook requires no audience and no performance, it serves as a truthful mirror, proving that your unseen efforts are real. The final habit is the unannounced morning step. Every morning, before you unlock your phone, check notifications, or let the voices of the digital world enter your day, complete 1 small, deliberate action toward your goal. Read 1 page, practice 1 phrase, or sketch 1 detail in pure silence. This simple ritual anchors your focus in execution rather than announcement. Take 1 more slow, deep breath in with me and release it gently. Remember Clara's warm kitchen and the sweet aroma of her finished bread. You do not owe the world an explanation of your journey while you are still measuring the ingredients. You do not need applause to validate the sacred, quiet work you do when nobody is looking. Trust your hands, protect your inner stillness, and let your finished results become the only explanation you will ever need. Thank you so much for resting your mind and learning English gently with me today. Be kind to yourself. Walk at your own peaceful pace, and I will see you in our next quiet space. Goodbye for now, and until next time, stay cozy.